You felt this. Code that should be instant just crawls, and nothing in the logic looks wrong. I'm Kai, and today we are hunting down the 10 habits that quietly make Python slow, so you can actually spot them in your own code. Copying a whole page by hand every time you add one word. That's exactly what plus does to a string. Strings can't change in place, so each plus builds a brand new copy of everything before it. Loop that 1,000 times and you're recopying a growing string over and over. Join builds it once instead of rebuilding it every step. Same idea as strings, different shape. Using plus to grow a list copies the whole thing every time. Append or extend just tack onto the end, no copying. Small lists you won't notice, big ones you will. You might wonder why it feels slow sometimes and instant other times. On a list, Python has to walk through and compare one by one. A set or dict uses hashing, so it jumps straight to the answer. If you're checking membership a lot, that's the difference between fine and painfully slow. Notice what happens when something never changes, but you still recalculate it every loop pass. That's wasted work, thousands of times over. Pull anything constant out before the loop starts. It's a tiny change that adds up fast on big inputs. A local variable lies right next to the code using it. A global has to be looked up in a bigger scope, and self-up something means an extra lookup on top of that. I used to sprinkle global variables everywhere just to avoid passing arguments. Cost me a genuinely confusing slowdown to track down. Cache. What you access repeatedly in a local name instead. Watch this. A handwritten loop pays Python's overhead on every single step, while a built-in like map, a list comprehension or NumPy does the same work down in C, all at once. Same result, completely different speed. Clean. Your loop is walking to work, a built-in is driving a paved highway. Same destination, wildly different speed. Functions like sum, sorted, and iter tools are written in C, a faster language running underneath Python, so they skip most of that walking. Your hand-rolled version fights through the Python interpreter on every single step. If a built-in does what you need, take the highway. Picking the data structure is like choosing between a phone book and a shuffled stack of papers to find a name. One's instant, one means checking every page. A dict or set is the phone book, it jumps straight to the answer. A list is the shuffled stack, it checks one by one. Pick wrong and you're not a little slower. You're in a completely different speed class as your data grows. Every deep copy, every new object walks through allocation, and for a deep copy, a full recursive rebuild. Do that inside a loop and you're paying that cost thousands of times for something that didn't need to change. If the data is read only in the loop, build it once outside. A doctor doesn't guess your diagnosis and start treatment blind. They run tests first. Same with slow code. Guessing where it's slow and optimizing that guess usually wastes more time than it saves. Run a profiler, find the actual bottleneck, then fix that one thing. Measure first, optimize second. So there's the full list, string and list concatenation in loops, list membership checks, repeated work, duables, skipping built-ins, wrong data structures, excessive copying, and guessing instead of profiling. None of these are exotic, they're just habits worth double checking next time your code feels slower than it should. This one took a while to get right. A like tells me it was worth it.